Hello and welcome to the Creative Kobold. I'm Gyra. Today we are unboxing this brick of 8 D&D Icons of the Realms Boneyard booster boxes. These should contain 4 random miniatures from this set each. So let's just get into it and see what we get. Starting with booster pack number 1. Let's see what we get. Oh, well, first off, this is the Atropal. This nicely disgusting god baby thing. This one shows up in, I believe, Tomb of Annihilation, actually. So if you're planning to run that adventure for 5th edition, then there you go. There you have this morbid creature for that boss encounter. I don't think it's the final boss encounter, but I could be wrong. I haven't played it myself. Next up, we have... There's an interesting guy with it's like a spectral scythe is flying. This is the Avatar of Death. That's interesting. I don't remember. I think it's when you pull a deck of many things and you can pull this card where you have to beat the Avatar of Death. That's cool. Next up, oh, this is some fungus looking or covered creature. Spawn of Kios. Okay, looks like a humanoid covered in fungus or something. Or is that worms? I think it might be worms. Either way, it looks definitely creepy. And the last one for this booster. Something on a flying peg. Oh, here we have a Willow Wisp. Basically, 3 smaller glowing orbs around a large glowing orb. This is a small, nice mini to have. Could also work for as a spell effect for dancing lights. So that's cool. Next up. See what we get. Oh. Okay, so here is a Kraken Swarm thing. Alright, a huge octopus. This is the Juvenile Kraken. This is super cool. Now, in my mind, the Kraken is just simply a gigantic octopus, not like the actual Kraken miniature that Wizkids made from the D&D 5th edition art. So this is really nice that the Kraken, Juvenile Kraken, is actually an octopus. It's got some cool markings of swirling tentacles on its head. This will work very nice for any sort of huge-sized octopus encounter. Very nice. Next up we have... Oh, is this a Death Slod? This is a Death Slod. Awesome. This is one of the highermost forms a Slod can take. That's cool to have. I don't have that. After this, we have what looks like a humanoid. Dread Warrior. Sort of looks like there's a skull, but the black and the white is inverted. So the skull is black and the inside of the eyes and the mouth and nose are white. It's also sort of got a spectral thing going on. It kind of turning to mist or something there. That's an interesting one. Definitely like it. Then we have, oh, this is a zombie of some sort. Is this a Goliath zombie? Just says zombie. But it sort of looks like a Goliath. So it could probably work for both Goliath zombies and human zombies and probably something else. Okay, let's just continue on with the third booster pack. Let's see. Oh. Okay. We got an Ultiug. Yep, Ultiug. Nasty creatures. Very cool looking. Kind of disease ridden. Yeah, these are usually found in refuse piles and stuff like that. I do have a couple of Ultiug miniatures, but I don't have that one. And I don't have many of them, so that helps for an encounter. Then we have, ooh, there's a skeleton. Is this a dwarf skeleton? Just a skeleton, but it certainly looks like a dwarf. And he even has his beard, a red beard still there. That's awesome. He's kind of shaking his fist at someone. That's an amazing skeleton mini. I really like that one. Okay, next up we have another skeleton, a skeletal archer of some kind. This one also says skeleton. It's number 15 for the dwarf and number 2 for the human or elf looking one. Skeletons are nice to have, especially when you get different types. Here we have a ghast. These I don't have. I'm not sure I have any of these. He's a bit smaller than I would expect, but I mean, it kind of makes sense since they are basically humans. But they are more intelligent ghouls, more intelligent zombies, basically. Fourth box. All right, is this a skittering horror? Nasty looking insectoid thing. Yeah, it's the skittering horror. It's got a lot of legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12 legs plus arms and plus a bunch of tentacles and spikes and what have you. I'm not sure when I'll ever use this one, but I can definitely find a use for it, I'm sure. All right, Let's look at the smaller miniatures from Booster 4. Oh, here we have a Demi-Lich, which is a more powerful form of Lich, where they are basically just a skull and arcane energy. Interesting thing to note, the eyes and mouth on this seem to be painted with a metallic green. So that's cool. I already do have a Reaper Bones version of that that I think looks better, but still cool to have. Here we have, oh, here we have the thing. Crawling Claw. Just a large hand crawling around. Now I do have the Pathfinder giant Crawling Claw, but this one is more suitable to show that it's not a giant creature. Of course, it's not in scale with humans, but at that point you couldn't have seen what it was. But it is much smaller than the Pathfinder giant Crawling Claw. Last up, is this a Thiefling Deathlock? Okay, that's cool. Just immediately noticed the two horns from their head, so it seems like they might have been a Thiefling in life. But this is a Deathlock, and I do have some Deathlock miniatures from before Wizkids made miniatures, and they look very much not alike. So that's interesting. Strange staff casting some spell that has an... Oh, it looks like he's casting Mage Hand, actually. It's just a spectral hand coming out of his own hand. Got a ripped cloak and some other ripped clothes in general. It's a cool looking miniature, that's for sure. Next up, Booster 5. Seems we have a Skeletal Horse. Yep, this is a Skeletal Horse. Got a decent pose on it. Yeah, done. But okay, this has a skeletal tail, and I don't think horse tails have skeletons. Like, I might be wrong, but I thought they were just basically all hair. Either way, it's a very cool sculpt. Got a nice old rotting saddle on it, and some face armor and a harness, etc. It's very cool. But I'm definitely not an expert on horse anatomy. Okay, here we have a Death Knight. So this is basically a guy in a suit of armor with his eyes glowing red, which is cool, can be used for a lot of things, not just a Death Knight. But also nothing that really wows me, so to speak. Okay, Now we have someone with a spell effect here. This looks like a Thiefling. It says Vampire Spellcaster. Thiefling in life, vampire in the afterlife, or in undeath. That's very cool because I already have quite a few vampire minis that look human. So it's very nice to have a vampire that isn't. I got this wall of force or something behind them. They're sort of just levitating in the air, arms outstretched. That's a super cool miniature. Definitely speaks big bad evil guy. Oh, here's our first duplicate. Another spawn of Kios. Let's open the next booster. Oh, I believe we have a carrion crawler. This one's stuck in there. There we go. Yeah, this is a carrion crawler. Nasty looking, huge or large sized bug like creature. Kinda takes care of any dead bodies and such. Nice to have in your cellar. You don't have one already, so that's nice. Here we have a small miniature. This again just says skeleton, but this looks like a gnome or halfling skeleton. I really like getting all these skeleton variants. Sometimes you don't want just human looking skeletons. Okay, here we have another interesting one. This is a creature that seems to come out of this miasma of undead energy. This is the Spectre. It's a very cool looking Spectre. I like this one. Also like the deep purple color of it. And last one for this booster. This is a zombie or a vampire spawn. This is a vampire spawn. Human looking vampire spawn. He kind of looks a bit more intelligent and feral, which is sort of what tipped me off that he wasn't just a regular zombie. Seems to have some blood around his mouth there. So yeah, that's cool. Okay, second to last booster pack. Oh, it's a loose one. Here we have an Ogre Zombie. Yes, it's an Ogre Zombie. That's interesting. He's got his guts hanging out. You can see some of his muscle exposed. A whole bunch of cuts and other wounds. Really nice to have. This could definitely come useful. Then we have, oh, okay. What's this? It's a table with a cup, a decanter, and a candlestick. This is a poltergeist. Okay. So, a floating table, a decanter, a candlestick, and a goblet of wine, all sort of flying around. So that's cool. It's definitely not something I have. Next up, I think we have another duplicate. It's another of those halfling skeletons, which I don't mind having multiples of. So that's cool. And third, or fourth actually, there's a ghost of some kind. Well, yeah, it's a ghost. Simple as that. Cool looking sculpt. Definitely nice. Okay, final booster box. All right. Here we have a huge sized black pudding. Elder Black Pudding is the name of this. Very cool looking. Seems like you can put creatures inside here for them to be sort of enveloped. I wonder if I can... Does this guy fit, or is it too big? He's too big. But I can fit this one inside, for example. So smaller sized large creatures actually fit inside this. That's cool. Yeah, this is a big slime. Awesome. And what else do we have? Another spectral creature. Sword Wraith Warrior. Alright, so basically a ghostly warrior type. Got a nice sword and shield, cloak hanging behind him. Looks like it might have been a her in life. Oh, here's a nasty looking one. It's got some growth on him. This is the Ground Assassin. Huh. Got like his barnacle growths up from his shoulder area there. Looking really nasty. Otherwise looks just like a regular zombie though. But that's a cool one. And final miniature. We have a Ghoul, I think. Yep, this is a Ghoul. Works well with this Ghast miniature. Kind of carrying around an arm he's probably munching on. So yeah, that's it. Alright, so I didn't get the one I was hoping for the most, which was the Cibriax, so I'll have to get that one on the aftermarket. However, I did get the one I was hoping for the second most, which was the Atropal. Other than that, this was fun to open. There's definitely multiple creatures here that I'm glad to now have, which I didn't have before, and some new scopes of creatures I already have miniatures of. So with that, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.